Hello,
Shavua Tov. How are you,
Shav-
Mario?
Shavuot Tov. How are you?
Baruch Hashem. How's your Shabbos?
Okay. I
Okay.
stayed in bed because I had a stomach
Oh,
flu, I think, but
oh
it's
boy.
okay. It's
Yes, you're with us.
okay. I'm okay now. It seems.
Good. Well, you,
Hey Mario.
Hello, how are you?
I'm
Shavua Tov,
good.
Harold.
Oh hey, good work, good work.
Good Shavua Tov. Good Tov.
Shavua Tov, yes. That too.
Are you on a high end dollar, Mario?
Ayin Gimel, no?
73.
Yeah.
Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov.
Shavuot
Oh,
Tov.
good Tov, Shavua Tov.
Oh, good man. Ayin Gimel.
Correct.
Eluain shematzilin also benafshan. The following cases, you're allowed to kill somebody so that he won't commit an avera. Harodef achar chaver lahargo. You see Reuven chasing after Shimon to kill him. You're allowed to kill Reuven before Reuven becomes a murderer. Or you see Reuven running after Shimon to commit an act of homosexuality with him. Achara zachar. So you're allowed to kill Reuven before he becomes an avarian. Or achara nara mayrasa. You see somebody trying to rape a nara mayrasa. You're allowed to kill him to prevent him from committing the avera. But there's a limit to this. Harode fachar behema. You see somebody running after to commit bestiality with a behema, you're not allowed to kill him. Or you see somebody machalos Shabbos. No, machalos Shabbos. Or oived avodah zara. Ein matzino so benafshin. You get Adim, you give him a straw, you bring him to Bezdin. You let Bezdin kill him. And the other averos that give Torahs and Mises that are not arayas, there you're not allowed to kill him. Unless it's erva or unless it's where there's embarrassment to the one who's being chased. So if somebody commits homosexuality with him, it's embarrassment to him as well. Or zachar, or nora marasa, or zachar. By Rotzech, there's a special pasuk that says shofech dam adam, badam damoy shofech. So, but the other ones, you don't have the permission to kill him. You let him do the Aveira, and then if he's taken to Bezin to be killed by Adim, that's fine. Torah Rabbon. Where do you see that you're allowed to kill Ruvain before he has the opportunity to murder Shimon? Talmud Lomer, lo samod al dam reyachad. Special pasuk. Don't stand by while your friend is being killed. So you have to save him. Does it come to teach me that? Then hamaboy lechedetanya. Minay leroes chaveru shutoveh banar. You see somebody drowning in the river, or chaya garaso, or an animal, trying to kill him. Or listin bonalel, or you have armed robbers. Shuchayev latzil, you have a chiyuv to try to save him. Talmud lomer lo samad al dam reyacha. So the Gemara says, "Eina chanami," you're correct. Elanitin latzil b'nafshem minon. Where do we learn that you're allowed to save a guy who's committing an aveira from not committing the aveira, and you're allowed to even kill him? So asi b'kava chomer minara moirasa. It's a kava chomer. Manara moirasa shalabah lelapoigma. Now, when a man has relations, rapes a nara moirasa, it's not killing her. It's creating a pagam to her. She's not a busula anymore. And it's embarrassment to the family. So it's a pagam mishpacha. Amra Torah nitin latzil b'nafsha. The Torah says you're allowed to kill the guy to save her. So rodef acha chaver lahar balachas kam v'kama. Where the guy's getting killed, you're allowed to kill the other guy who's trying to kill him. Freik the Gemara, that's not going to work. There is a general rule that something that you learn b'kal v'chomer, you can't create a punishment for that. You're saying you're allowed to kill him, but that's a punishment. So the Rebbe Tana Hekeshu, it's not a kal v'chomer, it's a hekesh. What's the hekesh? It says, Ki kasher yakum ishal re'eyu urtzocho nefesh. When you see somebody trying to kill a friend and kill him, Kena davar hazeh, Ki kasher yakum ishal re'eyu, it says, V'lanara lo saseh davar, Ein lanara chet maves. If the nara was in a field, she is not liable. Ki kasher yakum ishal re'eyu urtzocho nefesh, Kena davar hazeh. What's that? What are we learning from a rotzeach to this thing? Me'ato. L'chora, the pasuk, the Torah wrote it to teach us something, but in ends, it's teaching to something else. We're learning the din from Nara Moirasa to rotzeach. How? Meikish rotzeach l'namarasa. Ma namarasa nitin latzil b'nafsho. We'll see in a minute how. Someone trying to rape a namarasa, you're allowed to kill the guy. We'll see where we learn that from. Af rotzeach nitin latzil b'nafsho. Same thing. A murderer, you're allowed to kill him. Where do you see the nar moirasa that you can kill the guy trying to rape her? Kidatana of Rabbi Shmuel. It says, Kivasadeh mitza'ah. There's a distinction between if you find a Nara Marasa being raped in the city versus if you find her being raped in the field. In the city, we say she should have cried out. Since she didn't cry out, she's put to death as well. In a field, the Torah says, Kivasadeh mitza'ah, tza'aka na'ara marasa ve'ein moshi Allah. In the field, she cried out, but it doesn't help her to cry out because there's nobody there to save her. Now, what do you mean to save her? Mashma from the Torah that you're allowed to save her, even with killing. Mashma yesh moshia b'chol davar she'echol oshia, even with killing. So since we learn it by Namarasa through a hekesh, the same pasuk it talks about. You learn rotzech for Namarasa. Very important limud here, big limud. Gufa. Let's deal with something in detail, that which we mentioned in passing. Minay l'roz chaver shutoveh banar You see somebody drowning or chaya garas or a wild animal trying to kill him or listing boina love. You have to try and make an attempt to save him. The Gemara of Hameyacha Nafka. Do we learn it from that pasuk? Me'asam Nafka. We learn it from the concept of Hashavas Aveda. If you find a lost object of your friend, you have to return it. And Avedas Gufo Minayin. What if his whole body is going to be lost through being killed? You have to return him to himself. You have to. We learn that you can save him through that pasuk. What do you need Lo Saman Al Dam Reyacha for? So Gemara says we need it because maybe you only have a requirement, you physically, to help your friend, but to hire people, maybe aim alone, to hire people to, because for example, you have no responsibility if you find a lost object. To hire people, FedEx, whatever, you have the gufo, it's a chesed to return it yourself, but you don't have to hire people. I might think the same thing applies to trying to save a human being. Kamash Malon, Lo Saman Al Dam Reyacha tells me that if you have the opportunity to hire somebody, you didn't hire somebody, you're over that of Lo Saman Al Dam Reyacha. Torabana. Echad Aroy Defachar Chaver Lo Hargo. V'achar Azachar V'achar Namar Rasa. V'achar Misas Bezdin. Somebody is running to do an aveira that he would get capital punishment. Or Achar Chayve Krisus. In all these cases, Matzil also benafsho, you're allowed to kill him. Period. But Almana LaKohen Gadol. A Kohen Gadol is running after an Almana to live with her, which is only an aveira of a lav. Or Grush of a Chlutz LaKohen Edi. Ain't Matzil also. You don't have a requirement to kill. Nevda ba'aveira. He already raped the girl. Ein matzonos benafsho. Now you have no right to kill him anymore. And not only that, yesh la moshia. If this Nara has another avenue of saving herself, ein matzonos benafsho, then you're not allowed to kill him. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, ha'omeres hanichulo. The Nama Rasa tells the man who's trying to save her, leave him alone. We also don't kill the guy who's trying to rape her. Now, this Baraisa Menonimili. All of these things where we said that you kill him, you're matzil him even with his nefesh, how do you know it? Onra Krovel Nara lo taseh davar, ein lenara chet maves. Now, we read it Nara, but as a Baal Koira, I can tell you that word is spelled Nun Ayin Reish, Nar. Nar. And that's a hint of Zohar, that somebody running after somebody to commit homosexuality with him, you're allowed to kill him. Nara, according to the way we read it, Kefi Zunar Marasa. That's where you can kill somebody who's trying to rape a Nar Marasa. From Chet, Elu Chayve Krisus. These are various, for example, if somebody's running after to sleep with his sister, you're not killed in Besdin for that, but you get kores. You're still allowed to kill him. Maves Elu Chayve Misas Beitin. You see somebody running after an Eishes Ish, where the guy's going to be killed with chenek. You're allowed to kill him. Okay. So the Gemara now asks Kol Hanan Lamali. Why do I need a drasha for each one of this? Why can't you give me one example and I'll learn everything from the rest? So the Gemara says, Tzrichi. No, I'm going to prove to you that each one has its own unique thing. And if we didn't have a drasha for each one, we wouldn't have been able to learn the one from the other. The ikas of Rachmana Nar. If I'd have only had the case of Mishkav Zachar, you know what? The fact that you're allowed to kill the guy who's trying to commit homosexuality, mishum de lav urcha. Number one, it's not a normal thing. It's very unusual. Not only that, the embarrassment and the pain to the guy who's being raped homosexually is great. So there you kill him, the roidev. But Nara, listen, that's the urcha, that she eventually is going to have relations with her husband. She's going to have relations. It's not such a weird thing. Maybe aim alone. Kill the roidev who's trying to rape her. So we needed the pasuk about Nara as well. Because of Rachmana Nara, if I've been told that I can kill the rapist of an Amarasa, Mishum de Kapagim law. I said, you now physically change her. She was a Basul, now she's a Ba'ula. And it makes her disgusting in the eyes of her husband. Aval Nard lo Pagam le, but being raped homosexually, that doesn't create a pagam. Yes, there's embarrassment, but it doesn't physically change him. So maybe we can't kill the guy. So I have to be told Nar and Nara. Because Rachbanahani, if the Torah would have only told me those two dinim, maybe those two are unique. Mishum dahai lav orchuhu, v'hai kabagim. Homosexuality is unusual. Nara creates a pagam. Alval shara rayas, the orchai, but other of the prohibited relations, living with your sister, living with your mother-in-law, the law nafish pigma doesn't create as much. They were not necessarily basulos, so it doesn't create a big pagam. Amalo, maybe I would not be allowed to kill that person because of Rachmana Chet. So now we included the ariases, the other shar ariases. The chet, if I've only had chet, not the word maves, listen, a chet includes even doing a chet, which is a lav, which gives you malchus. So I might have thought that an almana, that a kohen gadol running after an almana, you'd have to kill him too, because of rachmana maves. No, the din that you can save the guy by killing him is only where there's capital, either capital execution or kores. Right now, no, where it's capital execution. And we reject, you're not allowed to kill somebody where the aver is only malchus. And if they wouldn't have written the word chet and only written the word maves, hava mina chayvi misas bezdin in, but chayvi krisis not. Like I said, achoisoi, there's no base, there's no capital punishment, there's kores. So you have to write chet and you have to write maves. Frag the Gemara, licht of Rachmana chet maves, v'loy by narvin ara. Let the Torah write the words chet and maves and not narvin ara. And I could have learned everything. The Gemara says Zeina Chanami. You're right. So we have to reject everything we just tried to learn because it doesn't work. Nara, it comes to not to include other cases. It comes to be memayed. Chad, one nar is v'mu'ute ovid avodah zarah. That if you see somebody about to bow down to an idol, and to prevent them from committing that avera, you might think you have to kill them. No. There's a miut from nar. The chad lemu'ut behema. Nara comes to exclude. You see somebody wants to live with an animal, or to be mechal Shabbos, behema v'Shabbos. We say no. It's a miut. However, according to Rav Shimon Bar Yochai, that oived avozor nitin latzil benafsho lamali. Why do you need shnei miutim nar v'nara? According to Rav Shimon Bar Yochai, if you see somebody trying to worship avodah zarah, you're allowed to kill him even before he worships it. So what do you do with the nar and the nara? Chad lemu'ut behema. One excludes the case of bestiality that you don't necessarily kill that guy. V'chad lemutei Shabbos. Now, why would I need it? I might have thought, Teisi Shabbos, chilul avodah zarah. We would have learned like Gzeira Shava from avodah zarah, because it says chilul by both. And maybe it's just like avodah zarah. You can kill the guy. Maybe the guy you think it looks like he's going to be mechal Shabbos, you kill him too. So we needed a miut of nar v'nara to exclude Shabbos, because otherwise I would have thought that you would be included with the Gzeira Shava. But according to Rav Shimon, Rabbi Lezer Rabbi Shimon held, if you saw somebody about to violate Shabbos, you're allowed to kill him, so that he wouldn't die. He would not commit that avera. Why? Because Asya Shab Chilul Avodah Zarah, because he actually does learn that Gzera Shava, that just like by Avodah Zarah you can kill the guy before he worships Avodah Zarah. So too by Shabbos. You can kill him, Michael Amemar. What is the Nar V'Nara coming to be made? According to Rabbi Lezer Rabbi Shimon. Chad miut lemiute behema. Fine. One excludes bestiality. V'idich doesn't come to teach me anything. It's stylistic. I did it because of Rachman Nar, because of Naminar. But we don't learn a second din from the fact that there's a Kri and a Ksiv from Nar and Nar. Okay. That's the diyun of this Gemara. Rabbi Yehuda Oimer, Af Oimer Sanich Lo Shlo Yargen. Another where you don't kill the guy trying to commit the Aveira is when the girl who's being raped says, don't kill him. Now, how is Rabbi Yehuda, or on what Nakuda is Rabbi Yehuda arguing with the Tanakama? Tanakama didn't include that. The Tanakama is holding that even if she said that, you're still supposed to kill her. B'may kamiflagi. Amar Rava b'makpedet al pkima. Umanichas shelo yargen. We know that she's very concerned about the fact that she's going to go from a basula to be'ula. She's makpid on that, and she's going to have a lot of pain on that. However, she allowed the rapist to rape her because she was afraid for her life. Let's say the rapist was holding a knife to her throat. Rabbanan Savri, Apigma Kapid Rachmana. The Torah is defensive for her covenant. Vare Makpedet al Pigama. Regardless of it, she is worried about her Pigima, so we should kill him. Rav Yehuda Sovar, when does the Torah say to kill him? Mishum de Maser Nafshe L'Ktala. Because in all circumstances, she's going to fight to the death, up till death, and prevent her from being raped. But Halo Maser Nafshe L'Ktala. She has agreed. She has agreed otherwise because she's afraid of being killed. And therefore, we don't kill in that situation. The halacha, the Rambam paskins, rodef achara erva, v'hayu achem rodef machrav latzion, people trying to save her. V'arm lahem anichu kadesh li yargeni, I'm afraid, leave him alone, I'm afraid I'm going to get killed. Ein shomim b'kolu matzilon safilu b'nafsho, you kill him, you don't listen to her. So we paskin like the Chacham, it's not surprising, we don't paskin like the Das Yachid. And if you don't try to, if you see somebody drowning in a river and you don't try to save him or to hire people to save him, you're over alav. And we don't, and of course we paskin that we don't kill people trying to worship Avodah Zarah or Shabbos. We bring them to Bezdin, but the other ones you do. You see somebody trying to rape one of the Arayas, you're allowed to kill him. And of course, you're allowed to kill somebody chasing somebody for his death. So if the pagam is the problem, the way the chachamim are learning, remember, if a kohen gadol sleeps with an almana, she becomes a chalala, and now she can never marry any kind of kohen. So that's a big pagam. Why can't we kill if the problem was by Namras because of the pagam? Here's also a big pagam. So Amrle apigma rabba kapid rachmana, apigma zutaloy kapid rachmana. This is not considered a great pagam. Remember, if the guy sleeps with the namarasa, first of all, there's kares to the guy. Number two, there's a child, which is a mamzer. But here, there's no karetz, it's only malchus. And therefore, they're not worried about it. So there's a line that the Chachamim draw. Okay, so the Baraisa, we learned that pasuk. That's an important pasuk. We darshan all of these halachas from V'lenara lo taseh davar ein lenara chet maves. We learned from chet, we learned from maves, right? Chet was the elu chayve krisus. If somebody is running after a person to sleep with an erva which is going to give him kares, you kill him. The Gemara says reminu. I'm going to show you a stira from another source. Elu narois sheyesh lehen knas. There are cases where you have to, if you rape, like an oinus mafute, you rape a nara or a seducer, you have to pay the father chamishim kesef as knas. So elu naras sheyesh lehen knas. The following naras, if you rape them, you have to pay the father chamishim kesef. Habal achoisoi, person rapes his sister. Now, this I told you get kares with that. We already learned you're supposed to kill the guy before he does that. Now, by misas, we know certainly by if it's a aver where you get execution, the guy is potter to pay tashlumim and to pay knas. So the problem is, if you're allowed to kill this guy, because we learned, if somebody's going to do an aver that's going to give you kares, you're allowed to kill him. So this guy is a ben maves. He should be potter from knas. That's what the Gemara is asking. Amrua Rabbanan Kamed Rav Chisda. So this problem was posed in the yeshiva in front of Rav Chisda. And they said, Mishas ha'ara. Now, Bia starts, ha'ara is just sort of the touch of the tip of the male genital to the female genital. That ha'ara is just the initial touch. So the initial ha'ara already pagma. She's not a basula anymore. She's now considered a ba'ula. And therefore, iftir lo miktola. Now, we said once she's been slept with, we learned it on the previous blot. Once the naver has been committed and she's already pogum, you're not allowed to kill him. Now, since the tchila, bia, created a situation where you're not allowed to kill him anymore, and mamona lo misham ad gmar bia, the knas is not paid until full penetration, where all of the psum are destroyed. So there's two different acts. The risk of his death was only in the beginning and left. When he later on and finished the bia, and that's when he's chayv to pay. So that's why he has to pay. Because the threat of his life is not simultaneous with the monetary damage. Okay, that's what the Chachamim said in front of Rav Chisda. So Rav Chisda responded, Hanich lemanda omar, this is good according to those who hold ha'ara, because it says as mikora he'ara. That's a pasuk. That they learn, according to the Apshat, ha'ara zunashika. Just the touch of the sexual organs is enough, that's called ha'ara. But elamanda omar ha'ara zu aknosa satara, you have to insert the whole gland's penis, the whole sort of crown, the whole tip. That's called ha'ara. And that's be'ila gemura, because you've already destroyed basulim. So there you'd be paying the chiv to pick knas at the same time. Michael and Maimer, we're back to the kasha. Why should this guy be paying knas? According to that mandomar. Well, if it's ha'ara is nashik, I understand. You gave me a teretz. But if ha'ara is insertion, then everything happened at the same time. And he should be potter to pay knas. So, Amar Rav Chisda, Kigon Shabala Shalo Kedarka. He initially had relations with her anally. This did not create a pagam because her basulim remained intact. She's a basula. And then after that, Chazer Ubala Kedarka. Then he had regular vaginal penetration. So now he's Mischai B'Knas because he destroyed the basulim, but you don't kill him because she was already a ba'ula. It's already started, the affair was already committed. That's how Rav Chisda learns.
Any people coming on for the Nachshia already?
I see. Okay. Okay, we'll stop here.